for every single member of your site. There's a nice little string there, and you also have like a configurable profile items here. So what you see in this particular profile item, profile is something you can easily edit in the backend. So in this particular case, we have we configure it to have posted groups. Sorry about that. And friends is a basic friend system. That means people can actually connect to another member of the site. It works very similar to Facebook, where you add a friend request and the other friends would approve you. Photo is simply a photo sharing section of Zoom Social. So it basically creates a collection of albums and photos. The next part is videos. Again, it's the same thing. It's a way for people to share videos. You can either have it uploaded to your server, and there's as long as your server has all the necessary software to process those videos, so that it's suitable for display. You can also link it to all the YouTubes and all the common ones. Group is another unique feature of Zoom Social. It's basically like a sub-site within your main site. So in this particular case, let's say you have a site about one particular topics about maybe cats or something. So you can have like a mini groups with different breeds of your cats or dogs. So that's the groups. Events is what we're trying to do with events. Basically, try to have a simple event management for your site. Okay, so in short, it's actually a big component. We're trying, in a way, trying to do quite a lot of things within the Zoom Social itself. Okay, you guys have any questions? Yes.
Yes. So, about groups, is it possible to meet directly for your groups, the Joomla groups?
Joomla. Okay. There's a little problem. Zoom Social is actually still being developed for Joomla 1.5 as is now, and Joomla 1.7. So the group are still independent out of from Joomla ACL group. So we don't. There's no way to connect both the user group and the Joomla ACL group yet. So we are hoping to do that kind of integration once we don't have to code for Joomla 1.5 anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the future.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So partly because right now, as long as Joomla 1.5 is still supported by the Joomla community, so we'll keep supporting it.
But same token, like this is people.joomla is Zoom
Yep.
Social, isn't it?
Right.
So like I like that we can go in and create our own group.
Yep.
So I mean, so it's kind of a nice feature to have it separate from the groups.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Alright. So, what's new in the next version? Okay, I'll just go through it quickly. What's the difference? I think if you haven't looked at Zoom Social before, you might not notice some of these differences. But in essence, there's quite a lot of changes within in 2.4 that is very subtle. You won't see it right away unless you've been playing with Zoom Social quite a bit. The first thing is the stream itself, the activity stream itself. So in the early days of Zoom Social, this activity stream is basically really about activity stream. It's about what people do. They just change their profile, they just upload something, they just create something. But in the 2.4 version, what we try to do is that we try to highlight user-generated content and try to de-emphasize the content that are actually activities, but there's no real content. For example, in this particular uh, stream, for example, Jennifer is writing on the event, so with some whatever she types in, it's just my development uh, data. So the event, all the content is shown fully, okay? But there are things like added a new event or updated a group. These are not really something that has any content. The user doesn't actually generate anything. It's just a notification of what happened. So in 2.4, what we did is we make it a little bit compact, and it's just a one-liner. Um, it's not a full blown content like the rest of the stream. So you won't notice this if you just look at it, but in the older 2.0, all the releases, everything is the same. Okay. Another changes is the like and comment. So what happened in the old build is that you can only comment on activity stream or items that of your friends. Okay, so it's someone else's. You can't really comment it. You can't really like it. But what we notice is that in a smaller community, it's useful to have like everyone allowed to comment on everything. So you don't really need so much control. You don't really limit it. So it's for like a closed community, like what we have in people, Jumla.org, for example. It's very is I think it's better to have to allow like anyone to comment on anything. But it's actually an option. You can turn it off if you don't want to. Another major difference in the stream is that in the older build, the what to simplify things for private data such as private events or private groups, there's no actual stream data generated. So let's say you have a very close groups. So when there's a new content added, you don't actually see this stream. Partly because we wanted to keep the stream running fast, and we want to make sure there's no performance issue. But in the 2.4, we managed to work around it. So if there is a private data content that should be shown just to you or just to the group members, so it will be visible to the group members and to you. Right. So it same goes to the events and a couple other private content as well. For example, photo like a photo that I only shared to your friends. So technically, only your friend should be able to see and comment on the thing. All right. If you guys have any questions, please ask, because I was originally assuming I was about to talk about the new feature only.
How do you customize it and extend it?
Okay. There's two ways around it. Number one, if you want to customize the design, some of the small details, you can do it in the template. And I would suggest you just either edit the template or bring the template, copy it into your Joomla template and create a template override from it. So if it's not a new features, a new functionalities, so I recommend you use the Joomla template override feature. The second part is by creating a plugin for it. So there's a lot of trigger points that happens throughout the site. So you can simply write a new plugin and extend it any way you want.
And how? Sorry.
Yeah.
You can add one thing about this. If you want to extend to Club Social, you can use Seablood open tips, because Club Social it's compatible with Joomla article.
Yep.
Cblood too. So you can use any template types on Cblood in Joom Social.
Nice.
All right, so problem I'm having right now is I have a site that was built by people who didn't know what they were doing. So I took over. They actually, when they were PHP people, so when they couldn't solve the problem the Joomla way, they simply hacked core and hacked core key components. Okay. So the Joom Social they used was 1.8.101, and it had some plugins: Wall, Music, Channels, Extended Toolbar, and My Blog. The only one I was able to find as a plugin was My Blog, which is from another one of your sister sites. How do I replicate all that and find those plugins, since the documentation doesn't tell me who it belongs to? So I don't know if they're native to, if they came with original components. I have no way of figuring it out other than having to rewrite the plugins for. Can I reuse them 2.24? The same plugins?
If you're using some of the standard plugin, you should upgrade it to the latest plugin as well, because some of the old plugin doesn't.
I can't find them though. That's the problem. That's one thing that I was just curious. I don't know if everyone's having a problem. I mean, the description is like wall from 1.8.101 of Wall, Music, Channels, Extended Toolbar. It's also possible they wrote their own plugins. I don't know.
That sounds like their own custom plugin.
Sounds like they maybe that's what they did.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I can take a look at the plugin.
yeah, take a look
and
okay.
Talk to you after this.
Okay.
Right. So another thing that we did with the 2.4 is introduce a better content discovery. It's still very early. What happened in the previous version is that once you hit the content, it's end there. For example, if you view a photo, say if you view a photo, normally it ends basically in that page. It doesn't go anywhere else. So in this particular example, we do have we create the slider that helps you go to a different content. So it's better in the video. Let me just quickly show. So in the video, for example, we have this particular video, and we at the same time we also can see what are the videos from the same user. So the intention is we want to keep the visitors to visit other pages as well. So we want them to keep going through your site more and more. And we implement this within the groups as well. For example, in the latest discussion, let's say this is assuming this is a discussion, so we put in related discussion as well. If you're familiar with people's site, you will remember that there was basically there's none of this, so it's a long piece of discussion that gets really boring in a way. Once you're reading discussion, if you don't like it, then you start it. You have to like navigate back and back and back to go to different discussions. So we'll try to bring in all of this related content in discussion, in videos and photos. Yeah.
Is there a way to categorize the discussions, a la like a forum, or plans to do so?
We actually have like a tagging system coded in, but we
What system?
tagging.
Oh.
So you can actually tag any content. For example, the groups, the discussion, but we have to comment it out because it's not quite ready yet. So should be in the future we should be able to see a better tagging system within the discussion itself. Yes.
Is there a way to post limits on how much people can upload? Like if we only want them to have like a couple photos Like they can
We do.
only embed videos. as
We
opposed
do
to
actually. Let me just quickly show you. Let's see, this is photos. Uh, I might have disabled this option here. Okay, in this particular site, I've disabled the option, but you can limit how many videos, how many photos you would like to allow each people to have. And with a proper API, let's say you write a different plugin, you can actually specify different user group to have different limit. Yes.
Yes, on that, can you limit the file size and can you maybe limit videos to only embedded links like YouTube or whatever, rather than actually allowing them to upload a video?
The video upload, you can disable it globally. So let's say you disable the upload, then there's no upload for everyone. There's no, we can't really specify it per person.
But how do I make it easy for them, like, it's not really uploading, but to show their YouTube videos in their video section?
This is actually
URL?
the, yeah,
That's it, right there,
yeah,
I
they
got
put,
it,
they
okay.
put the URL there.
And can you limit the size of the photographs that they upload? Are you able to?
You can limit the size, yes. But, yeah.
Did you finish the?
No, yeah, I have to add one more thing. You can limit the size, but it's tricky to do it from the client side because some browser doesn't allow the JavaScript, our apps to know what are the file size before they upload. Only after they upload that we can know what's the size they uploaded. So let's say they have like huge file, and then they upload it. Only after they upload it, they know it cannot be uploaded. So it is a bit tricky.
Just back to the tagging because of developing a site that uses the latest Jump Social.
Yep.
And also Easy Blog.
Yep.
Together, so like blogging. But when, as far as the offering of the features, when we talked about the features we want to offer to the client,
Yep.
the answer is yes. You know, like everything, all the time. So it's a kind of a congested group page when you go to it, and discussions are interesting because there's like people can make their updates to their status. Then there's blogs and discussions, and I'm wondering, is there a way you said that the tag you've got a kind of a tagging system, but it's currently commented out? Is there a way you can see what you're doing just to get an idea of how it works? Do you have a way of?
I haven't run it for a while, so I don't know whether it still works or not. But it's quite simple actually. Let's say a particular.
Was it available in a previous version?
No, it wasn't.
No? Okay.
It was never available. But
That's kind of a
yeah, but let's say
significant part for.
this particular discussion, what we did is you just have a little tab over here. It's just a note what are the tags associated with this discussion. So there's like text.
It's not something for the administrator or
Yeah,
moderator of
admin.
the discussions.
It is actually for administrator to set and the creator of the discussion as well.
Okay, so you could essentially make a categorized but limited.
Yep. Yes.
If a site was going to have a membership, a paid membership, and then upon paying, they get their account with Jump Social, do you have a suggested way of doing that, or is that already built in? Or?
It's not built in, but there's a couple of extensions that are working really well. You might want to look at paid plans in particular. Yeah. Yes.
There was one, there was a plugin that someone used to integrate Kanina Forum
Yep.
into the groups, and
Yeah.
it didn't seem to progress past the groups.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of you creating that as a, so I know that in some discussions we've got with tags and various things that get quite unwieldy. Is it worthwhile looking at using Kanina as your forum and then just having a plugin that plugs it into there?
Actually, I do think it is.
I think one of the main problems with it was, I think, it worked on Group Jive where you put it into a group,
Yeah.
and then only the people in that group would be able to see it. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking Gym Social, it was open to everyone. That was the main problem.
There's no way to do exactly what you wanted, but I do think we should try to do it. And there's a lot of confusion of site owner when they have a forum already, and then there's another discussion system. So it is one of the it is a big problem, and it does create a lot of confusion, especially when your site already have a forum. Right. Try to open in Chrome instead. The old crash. Give me a minute, please. Sorry about that. While the laptop is rebooting, do you guys have any questions? Yes.
Yeah, can you just describe a little bit the reporting function?
Okay.
I don't. I would like to know what can
so-
you do with that.
So the reporting features in Jom Social works like this. So if let's say there's a video, so if people find it inappropriate for the site, they click the report, there will come a pop up and they'll key in why they think it's inappropriate and send. So basically, the admin gets notified about the reports, and you can actually specify a default action, what to do when there's enough reports for that particular content. For example, in the backend, you can say if there is like maybe 20 or 30 reports you receive for that particular items, automatically unpublish them. So you can do that. So it applies to, I think, to photos, videos, events, and groups. So you can have them automatically unpublished. Okay, let's continue. There's a couple more highlights that there's a couple more features I want to highlight, especially with regards to 2.0. One of them is actually the video and the photo gallery, in particular the photo gallery, which we have spent quite a bit of time trying to optimize every single small little details. So the few things that we did with the photo gallery, the first thing is actually to just give it a little bit of a design tweak. For example, the photo galleries now, it looks a lot simpler than the first time compared to the first release of Jom Social, where it does get a little bit crowded with too much info. So we take out some of the old info and just keep the essential one, like the cover and photos and when by administrator and so on. So that's what we did for the 2.4, and we have those nice little thumbnails that shows what's inside the album. So what we noticed in the older build is that, let's say there's the cover album, sometimes a bit misleading of what the content is, and people will have to hunt inside the album to see what's in there, and then they get out and then go to another album. So with this, you can quickly see what's inside. So you can decide whether you want to go deeper into the album or not. So there's no nasty surprises in there. This one, the uploader is also massively different now than compared to the old version. We tried to have some sort of like multiple file upload at the same time in the old version using Flash, but it doesn't always work great, especially because there's a lot of Flash version around, and that particular feature is very sensitive to what kind of Flash version you have installed. So we use a new uploader now, where you can either upload to existing album or you can create a new album on the fly easily. And this particular uploader, you can use it on a different. Let's see, you can select multiple files at the same time and start the upload. And while waiting for the upload, you can actually just quickly edit the description of that particular photo. So let's say you have a lot of upload, it'll go much faster than the old ways. And there's some really tiny improvement to the photos gallery. For example, in the old version, you can specify where the photo is taken, the location of the album, but there's nothing much you can do with it in this particular build. Okay, there's no internet yet, but in this particular build, we do take the location a bit more seriously. So you will see where the album is taken. And in the next version, what we'll do is we'll collect all the location together. So let's say New York, so we'll be able to see all the photos that within that geographical location. One of the things that people try always asking about location is that they want us to be able to detect your current location and then and do funky stuff with it. For example, let's say you're in New York right now, they want to be able to see all the photos within your current location or all the events within your current location. We tried this before, but there's a couple of problems. Number one is very browser dependent. Some browsers support it, some browser doesn't. But people will argue that oh, how does Facebook or other people do it so easily? Uh, what is needed to do that properly is actually the correct database of IP and location, which is actually something you generally have to pay for. So it's not something we can just include in the software. So, and the next biggest update for this particular build is actually the group itself. Let me just show you. First, there's a couple of problems that we identified with the groups. One of them is that it's quite hard to join a group. Not to say hard, but it's just too many steps. For example, if you go to a discussion, you'll see a discussion going on, but if you don't see any reply button, so it doesn't tell you that you actually have to join the group to join the discussion. So it gets a bit confusing to some people. So also the join button has too many steps. They say you click join, and then they ask you, "You sure you want to join?" And then you say yes. So it's just unnecessary. So what we are planning with the groups, with this build and the next future build, is that the group should. We want to remove the concept of joining a group. So instead of joining a group, you should just be able to just follow the group. So you just click follow, and you immediately be able to write messages and join the discussion immediately. So that's where we are heading. And another problems before is that if there is something new within the groups, let's say there's a new discussion, a new announcement, you can't really tell what's going on behind the scene. There's a new announcement, you don't really know. So in this build, we put that little red dot there. It's not the best notification ever, but you will be able to see that there's a new discussion since you last visit the page. So let's say if you go there and then you reload the page, it's gone because it'll be per individual basis. So you immediately know there's some new content over there. Okay. And the third major difference of the group compared to the last one is that the group now uses the common stream of the profile and the front page stream. Before this, the group is actually using a wall. It's basically just something you post and it appear there. But now it uses the exact same code as the stream, which means you can like, comment, delete, and everything else, everything that you can do with the stream. When we move from the wall to the stream in profile, there's a lot of data that get lost from the old wall. So what happened is when there was a migration from 1.8 to 2.0, let's say your personal page, you already have a lot of stuff in your page that people post, and when we move to the stream, the new stream style, those wall doesn't get migrated to the stream. So people actually lost some of those data. So they were very concerned about it. For this new version, when we move to the stream style, we import all the previous wall. So you won't lose anything migrating to the new build. Right? So the new stream actually applicable to the groups and the event as well. Any questions?
Are the
Yes.
announcements, are those sent out Is an announcement made
Yep.
to go up by email?
Yes, the announcement, the whole purpose of announcement is that only admin can write an announcement, only the group admin, and it does get sent out via email to everyone in the group's member. Is there any particular areas that you guys really want to know about? Yes.
Just one thing. Is there an easy way from the administration of the front here to, as the super administrator of the site, to go through and remove content from a group? I know a particular client had a group that was going, which when they sort of saw it, weren't happy what was going on in that group, and wanted the whole thing removed.
Yeah.
Now, I was able to shut down the group and do that, but then whenever you react, it still shows on the main wall, still shows. Is there an easy way to delete content that you used to have left on there without playing around with databases? Or
Just log in to the front end as site administrator with administrator privilege, and you will see all those delete as if you are the owner of that particular
but
content group.
at the moment, it looks like I've got to go through and delete each one individually. Can I mass delete?
Mass delete.
Yeah, so if there's been, say 100 posts put there, at the moment it looks like I've got to delete each one individually. Is there any way of removing the history of what was going on and the notifications that appeared on the wall without, or is it just a matter of going to the database and probably better off doing it in there?
If you log in as an admin in the front end, you still have to do it one by one. But let's say if a discussion is deleted, then the stream should also be deleted as well. But to have like the whole discussion, like a growth discussion deleted at the same time, right now. Yes, any more questions? It's not going to be a very long talk.
Well, we're working, I mean, you haven't said much about privacy in groups.
Yep.
We have kind of an odd workaround because we use kind of a combination between the Joomla ACL, Jom Social, at least we're working to develop this for launch, and Civi CRM, where somebody would like register for an event, pay in for an event, go to the event, and then they're added to a private group, which nobody else should see anything about its activity. It's completely private, and we've developed a sync so that the group, there's a group at the Joomla level, it's the same as Jom Social, same as Civi CRM, and then those all read off the same access levels. Is there much kind of native to Jom Social as far as working with sequestered groups in that way? Like not being able to ask to join or just completely private, or I'm most concerned of something if we upgrade the changes that we've had problems in the past where we upgrade the program and then something slips out and suddenly somebody who's not supposed to be seeing something now all of a sudden they're seeing it.
I don't think there's a way around it I can think of right now. I will have to check with you again, but out of the top of my head, I can't think of a way to do something like that natively in Jom Social. Any more questions, guys? We have about a lot of time, but I'm running out of things to say right now. One more thing, I might, if I can get online, I'll highlight one of the confusion about the toolbar.
Can we take a look at the back end and managing this?
Sure, let's do that.
And if you have users, you want to either top them off because they're abusive or
My particular site is actually still running on Joomla 1.5, but one of the things we can take a look at is the custom profile. So the custom profile, what it does is simple. It's just allow people to be able to add more profile details. So for example, when you click edit details, this is what you'll see, and every single item of this is actually configurable from the back end.
So is there can the administrator create a custom profile that is global? Is there a default that's global, or could be set up different ways for different
You can.
groups?
There's no actually. There's no to say global. So you can set it up for different group. One of the things.
I mean, a default in the sense this says publish, and that's not. That's done by the administrator, but you're also allowing the user to decide what they
want
to display.
Okay, for example, the user can actually decide what they want to make public or not in the edit profile. If you go, for example, you don't want to know whether you don't want to let people know where you're from or where you graduate from. So you can actually specify to just friends or it's just you who knows and site administrator.
And the administrator could set what of these actually even appear?
Actually, once as the user set this beyond public, so it automatically will always use the user setting. So the administrator cannot override.
Yeah, I mean, if the administrator is setting it up and say, we're not even going to put education up there, you can just unpublish.
Yep, you can. All of these are optional. You can.
But is it optional per? Can you have a different settings on this for different groups?
Okay, let's say you have a school where there's students and teacher, for example. So it is possible to have the teacher have different set of profile items, and the students have completely different set of profile items.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, you can.
Yes, you can. So if we take a look at the back end, this is the custom profile, but there's something called multi-profiles. So by default, the first time you install the Social, it'll be empty, nothing, but you can create a new one.
Oh,
okay, and you can specify which are the profile items you want to be, you want to use with these particular groups.
Thank you.
Yep.
Subscription controls. Suppose that you want to set this up for, say, a club, and only dues-paying members could do this. Is there subscription control for this?
There is no particular, not built in with Doom Social, no, but you have to use it with third-party extension.
There is extensions,
Yep.
though, for subscription control?
Yes. So what we provide to the third-party developer is just some sort of API, and we provide a way for them to limit certain things, but we don't have any subscription control built in.
Okay.
Yes.
Arzul, I'm thinking about where Facebook has the online chat facility. We're presently using Flash comms, which tends to be, I think, a little bit big and difficult. Is there a good sort of add-on chat system that works with the groups, works with, I know you guys tried one which was the host facility. Is there one that we can host ourselves?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple which sort of didn't really cut it.
Yeah.
Is there any plans for anything like that? To integrate with the Zoom Social, just a native, similar to Facebook, here's all the people from your group are online, all your friends are online, click chat. But self-hosted, not sort of third party.
Right now, no. We actually have, at the moment, we have no plan to have like a real chat system built into Zoom Social. So, I think third-party chat chat component. Which one have you tried?
One of my clients uses Flashcons, which is
Flashcom,
yeah, it's a bit. It doesn't quite. It's good, but it doesn't. It's not exactly what they want. You're having that little ability for them to sit there and say, "Here's who's online," and
yeah.
I have seen a couple, but one that I was using
I
didn't
haven't
sort of
really
progress.
I haven't really tried any of those, but one of the popular one would be some comment chat. Seems to be used by quite a lot of our users.
I'll mark up on the website there and have a look at forms.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I've never used Job Social
All
before.
right, sorry.
So, is this something where I could set it up where like an administrator starts a thread on one page of your site and like people can comment as they will on that thread, and like another page you can have another one, or is this only like one wall?
Actually, the wall is attached to an individual profile or to a discussion. So it's not really per, let's say, article and content in Joomla. So it's more like per user. Yes. Any final questions?
But what else is in the back end?
What else in the backend? Let's take a look. Okay.
Yeah.
We have the templates.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is so as you can see within Joom Social itself, there's quite a few design. For example, let's just go to one administrator page. Say right now we're using the default one, but I can also use something called bubble, which does change the look a little bit. And that's, or we have something called blue face. Which basically turn it into a blue template. So let's take a look.
Those templates come with it?
Come with it, yes.
Uh-huh.
And another interesting thing is the member list. For example, let's say you do a search on your site members. So let's say you search everyone with the name of JA and you receive all of this result. As an administrator, you can actually save this result. Save it in main menu, for example. So what happened is that it gets added to your Joomla menu. So you can do a lot of filtering. For example, maybe the menu you want to have a list of students from particular states or from a particular year. So all you do is do that search it anywhere you want, and then save that search into a menu item. So the next time you don't have to do search, you just click the one of the menu item and it will list it down. Yes.
What about it? Can you export this, and also can you dump discussions like to some sort of structure?
There's no built-in export for the search yet or the discussion. You will have to do it in the database if you want to. Yes.
Just noticing you've done a new version of my blog. Is that going to integrate with this?
Yes.
For users to create their blog.
Yeah.
The other thing, are users able to, I know like with Facebook, create a company page or create a cause or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that available at the moment, or is it going to be?
It's not available right now. So, but our focus is to allow you to do that within a group page. So, it's we probably won't try to do it as a profile page similar to what Facebook does. So, it's more like a group. Yes.
No, kind of.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. If there's no other questions, I think that's all about Jump Social that I want to talk about. If there's any questions, just ask me.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the final survivor. Surviving that. Yeah.
With Facebook integration,
Yeah.
when I've got a site, I've got a couple of sites at the moment that doesn't really require it, so I was going to actually create one that does integrate with Facebook.
Yeah.
When they post on Gym Social, would that then post to their Facebook or vice
They
versa?
process their in their status update. It does go to
Yeah. I played around with the early versions, haven't I?
yeah, it does go.
So I think I actually installed your very first version when
Yeah.
I first did it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've sort of just been sidetracked and played with it for a while. So yeah, it looks great. So it's progressed a long way.
Yeah. It's still a bit tricky also about Facebook. We're trying to technically we should be able to push the Facebook info. I mean your info to your Facebook even when you're not logged in. It's just that the old ways or the other ways it doesn't allow that.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you email, when you get them tonight,
Okay.
I'll zip those files and send them
Yes.
to you.
Okay.
Okay? And I want you to also look and see my other client if they have a license or not.
Okay. I will.
Because I have 4 or 5 cases where I have Joomla sites on where people don't know what they're doing. There are no records, I have no idea what happens.
I've been making them sign up for their own licenses a couple of times.
It's what?
I've been making a couple of clients who asked for it. I just said, well, no worries.
Yeah.
You sign up for a license and you can
Yeah.
take it from there.
I tell them, go, oh no, you go buy the license. That's way. I walk out and I go buy a lottery ticket, I win $10 million and I leave. You get support.
Yeah.
And I give people,
Yeah.
here's what happens. And I said, if you're the type of client who thinks you can do it yourself, I don't want you as a client. Because that means you're not smart. The smartest client I have a couple clients who know how to do this stuff, is I'm doing everything else. I don't even bother by it. At least he had a discussion with me what needs to be done. Those are my favorite clients.
Should be my correct email there?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll email you some reason. I'm going to email you from my Yahoo account.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I email you from my Scott at Walpo, it bounces on me. Because when you pay by PayPal, I email that and it bounces on me.
Interesting.
Did they tell you that I can come
No.
speak to you? You support? I said, that's all. I'll speak to him when he gets here. Because a couple of support times, they just get ignored. I get ignored. Or they don't respond for 2-3
Oh,
days.
so sorry.
You get, so you pay for it, you gotta take it's gotta be, because, we're sitting here with a problem. And the client doesn't want to know it took 2 days to get back. I can't tell all my clients that, well, I don't have to do that, then why are you paying all this money?
When was this?
A few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago.
I sent an email, I put it in the forum, I posted in the forum. I have Scott Walpo, it's my ID everywhere. I said, 2 clients, can you please confirm whether or not they pay for support? And I know jccgreenwich.org only bought my blog support, they never bought Jump Social. They're the ones I'm having problems with. The company who built it, they said, put stuff in core, put stuff all over the place. So we're going through cleaning everything up.
Yeah.
and fixing everything that's on the site. But it's really delayed deployment, and they're using old Jam Source. I downloaded, paid the $1 to get the new Jam Source. Then I never got responses. I said, why am I?
I can check it tonight.
Okay.
Yes, it should.
Well, if we've named you left.